So still a little been really secretive of what's going to come next with FNAF, but we have a pretty good idea of what could possibly be next in terms of games, at least. Um, so if you didn't know, there was something in the game files for Ruin that talked about something possibly a game being named Carnival. It's really interesting because we haven't heard anything about a carnival type thing in FNAF at all. Although there could be a possible test to sister location, we'll get into that later. But anyway, here's the screenshot right now that shows they're trying to foreshadow something called Carnival. We've not seen anything or heard anything about this anywhere else. This has not been talked about in terms of like official Steel Wool announcements or anything. But however, it is probably going to be the next game, if I had to guess. Could be a set of books too, possibly, knowing how FNAF does love their books. But anyway, there are a few things in the game that do kind of possibly, reference a carnival type location of some sort. That being the mascot costumes that you can find in the Mimic Room. Now you can't see them in game because it's so dark, and you don't stay in the room for very long at all, so you couldn't see them anyway. However, there are three animals, at least two of them in the room. One in the game files, one which is a lion, and the other two are this weird bird and this elephant. Now, we've seen an elephant before, obviously, with Orville Elephant, and he does kind of have this magician vibe. So I do think if there is a carnival game, he could possibly make an appearance. But it's not confirmed, obviously. One thing I do find interesting is the structure of these suits, as they don't appear to have any of the joints like you would see in your typical FNAF costume. Now, as we know from every other FNAF game, every animatronic we've seen have had these, separated joints, like their arms and legs have different pieces of the suit that could detach and stuff. However, these are more traditional in the terms of you would see Chuck E. Cheese, how he has a full on, you can't see his individual joints and stuff, you can just see the suit and whatever. They also have a fair bit of clothing on them too, which is not really in the typical FNAF style, but it looks really cool though. And we've not seen this in any other FNAF game. However, we have seen this kind of style in some scrap designs from Lady Fizzy, which is a very, very questionable FNAF artist, or I should say former FNAF artist, because she was fired, thankfully. Anyway, controversy aside, these were designs that were actually commissioned by Scott a few years ago, I guess. And it's interesting because they were never used for anything. However, I think it could have been a beta test just to see how they would look. Now, we haven't seen these in any other media outside of this, and it's interesting that they were just, commissioned by Scott himself and then just scrapped. It's unknown why he wanted these or what he was going to use them for. It's possible that they could be for book designs, but it's not confirmed. It's not even been hinted at, I don't think. But this is the closest we've actually come in official media to seeing this kind of suit design being used. And it's really interesting that it's, being used in this game, Ruin. And it's not even for our characters. These are brand new characters that we've never seen before. But they do kind of have a carnival-esque vibe with their suits and stuff, with their clothing. At least the elephant does. And as was pointed out by Matt Pat, elephants and lions both do kind of have a place in a carnival type setting. So it could be interesting if that's actually what those are for. But also clowns, he mentioned himself in his live stream, do have a part in carnivals. So it would be a really interesting thing if they wanted to introduce some variant or new character that's clown, possibly Baby / Eleanor. Now, I know I'm going to get bombed in the comments for that one. But if they wanted to introduce Eleanor and make both Fazbear Frights and Tales canon to the games, they could do that. It would be really interesting if Eleanor was canon. It would just be another villain that we could have for many years to come. So anyway, before I forget, there was also some leaked Funko merch which eventually came out that was referring to this circus / carnival, I believe. And we haven't seen these guys in any official media outside of Funko merch, and I think a couple shirts that were maybe not Funko related, but yeah, these are official characters in some way. And it would be really cool if these were in Carnival, or whatever they were planning to do with this next game, or, whatever. People have speculated it's for Balloon World 2, but we never got to see that, so that was unfortunate, but anyway. These characters also share that same design where they're full-on suits. They're not cut off at the arms and stuff, so They can bend, obviously, as you can see here, but they're not like, you can't see their endoskeleton joints or anything. So it's sharing that same design aspect of the random mascots we saw in the basement. Anyway, you tell me what you guys think below. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts and theories and stuff, your speculation. Just let me know what you guys think. And like I said, nothing here is confirmed. It is just my thoughts and ideas. But we'll have to see. I assume we'll get some news after Help Wanted 2. Maybe something before, but I doubt it. But yeah, Help Wanted 2 comes out later this year, and the FNAF movie does as well. So yeah, if we get any more news on those, I'll be sure to update you guys. And anyway, hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you all later. See ya.